Welcome to this video lecture. Gas forming agents, air retraining agents, and corrosion inhibiting agents. This video lecture is in series of last 4 video lectures in which we were discussing about the admixtures which are used to modify the property of concrete as per our requirement. Now, they are some special additives, or you can say they are some specially modified concrete which have to be used nowadays. Now, in this video or in present video, the first topic which I am considering is gas forming agents. These gas forming agents help to maintain the concrete initial volume, counteracting settlement and bleeding by generating bubbles in the mix. At higher volume, these admixtures, generally consisting of hydrogen peroxide, aluminium powder, or activated carbon, can be used to make lightweight concrete. Because if we distinguish or if we classify the types of gas forming agent, they can be categorized as metal gas forming agents and non-metal gas forming agents. If we further classify metal gas forming agent, they can be aluminium zinc, magnesium powder, aluminium zinc alloy, and ferrosilicon alloy, etc. In non-million admixture, we can categorize as hydrogen peroxide and calcium carbide. Now, if we discuss about the action which they perform in the concrete, then we can say that the density of basic component of aerated concrete is generally about 1.8 to 3.1 gram per cubic centimeter, while the volume density of aerated concrete product is usually 500 to 700 kilogram per cubic meter or even lower. Therefore, aerated concrete must have larger porosity. A gas forming agent for a cement composition contain nitrate comprises of a substance which produce nitrogen gas through a reaction with the cement composition. Generally, when a hydraulic cement composition based on cement alone or the combination of cement and the aggregate, further you can include coarse aggregate also in the aggregate if necessary, is deposited after mixing with the water. Due to this, shrinkage or settlement may occur during the setting of the cement, thereby causing an air gap layer between previously cast and newly filled material, or settlement or cracks of the filled material. Under these circumstances, in order to prevent shrinkage. Aluminium powder or carbonaceous material have been utilized as an additives. These aluminium powder react with the alkalis present in cement or which is produced with the reaction of cement and water to generate hydrogen gas. During this period, from the movement when the hydraulic cement composition is flowable until the movement of its setting and thereby causing the hydraulic cement composition to expand so that it may compensate for the shrinkage which can occur. When carbonaceous material is added to a cement composition, it absorbs water from the mixture because of its porous nature, and then it releases the gas which is entrapped in the pores to cause the cement compaction to expand, thereby compensating the shrinkage. Now the next admixture about which I am discussing in this video lecture is air detraining agent. In previous video lecture, we had discussed about air entraining agent. Now I am talking about air detraining agent. When added to any type of concrete mix, it reduces the formation of pinholes, bubbles, and air pockets which may form during the mixing and application phases. This deaerating, this is the advantage you can also say that this deaerating agent, they affect to increase the density of concrete. It leads to higher compressive strength. It lowers the porosity and thus the permeability, and therefore it improves the durability of the concrete. Now, if we discuss about types of air detraining agent, we can say that tributyl phosphate, dibutyl phosphate, water insoluble alcohols, water insoluble esters of carbonic and boric acids, as well as silicones may also used as a air detraining agents. Now, there may be a question that why to use air detraining agent? Now, several advantages which I can discuss here is it reduces the amount of concrete rejected due to higher entrained air content when you are doing mix design. At that time, that air entrained should be in limit. When it is passing that limit, that concrete has to be rejected. So by using air detraining agent, we can minimize this expensive material concrete and we can reuse them. It increases the unit weight of concrete. Since it increases the unit weight of concrete, so it can be used at so many places. Even it is recommended, it is not guideline, but it is recommended to produce heavyweight concrete. In that case, we always add air detraining agent so that all the air which is there in the concrete should be released. It can counteract entrapped or entrained air caused during mixing of the concrete. it helps to maintain higher densities, which is sometimes required. And the biggest advantage is it can be added at the plant or cast in situ or job site. Actually, this detraining agent is a liquid admixture which may form modified polysiloxanes. When added to any type of concrete mix, it reduces the formation of pinholes, which I had discussed earlier. The deaerating effect of this agent increases the density, therefore it improves the durability. And how it is doing? It is done by eliminating the existing air bubbles. And when you are eliminating the bubbles, then the overall appearance of concrete is highly improved. And the surface of poured concrete is more compact than previous one. And even it looks nice when it is compacted and even or uniform. Use of these agents may be used in both ready mixed concrete and in the concrete to make prefabricated members such as electrical poles, railway sleepers, etc. It also gives good result when added to make self-compacting concrete and even in the production of mortar. Corrosion inhibitors are used in concrete for parking structures, marine structures, and bridges where chloride salts are present, because these chloride can cause corrosion of steel reinforcement in concrete. Actually, a corrosion inhibitor is a chemical compound that, when added to a liquid or gas, decreases the corrosion rate of a material, typically a metal or an alloy, that comes into contact with the fluid. The effectiveness of corrosion inhibitor depends on fluid composition, quantity of water, and flow regime. Actually, when these chlorides or the chlorides which are present in the water, they are causing corrosion to the steel reinforcement which are present in the concrete. Here, the ferrous oxide and ferric oxide forms on the surface of reinforcing steel, and they are stable in concrete's alkaline environment. As we know that concrete is alkaline in nature. So it reacts with the chloride to form complexes that move away from the steel and form a structure which is known as rust in common language. The chloride ion continue to attack the steel until the passivating oxide layer over that reinforcing steel is destroyed. These corrosion inhibiting admixtures chemically arrest the corrosion reaction. They stop the corrosion reaction up to a limit. Commercially available corrosion inhibitors include calcium nitride, sodium nitrite, dimethyl, or you can say dimethyl ethanolamine, amines, phosphates, esteramines, etc. Anodic inhibitor such as nitrite block the chemical reaction of the chloride ion by chemically reinforcing and stabilizing the passive protective film on the steel. This ferric oxide is created by the high pH environment which is present in the concrete. The nitride ion causes the ferric oxide to become more stable. In effect, the chloride ions are prevented to penetrate the passive film to make contact with the steel. A certain amount of nitrite can stop corrosion up to some level of chloride ion. Therefore, increased level or increased chloride level require increased level of nitrite to stop the corrosion. It means that the quantity of chloride ion decide that how much nitrite can be added to stop the corrosion. The cathodic inhibitors react with the steel surface to interfere with the reduction of oxygen. This reduction of oxygen is the principal cathodic reaction in alkaline environment. So, as we had defined the corrosion inhibitors, they are commonly found in industry and also found in over-the-counter products in market, typically in spray form, where it is in combination of lubricants and sometimes as a penetrating oil. They may be added to water to prevent leaching or lead or copper from the pipes. A common mechanism for inhibiting corrosion involve formation of a coating, often a passivation layer, which prevent access of the corrosion substance up to the metal. But permanent treatment such as chrome plating is also available, but they are generally not considered as an inhibitors. However, common inhibitors are additives to the fluid that surround the metal or related object. So we can say that this corrosion, which you can see in the figure, can be very easily controlled. But if we will not consider, then the chloride ion which is present in the environment may ruin the concrete. It may decrease the life of concrete. So if we conclude this video lecture, then we can say that it is an chemical admixture which include aluminium powder, zinc, magnesium powder, hydrogen peroxide. Most commonly used agent is aluminium powder. This reacts with hydroxide produced during hydration of cement. They produce minute hydrogen bubbles in cement paste. The amount added may vary from 0.05 to 0.02% by weight of cement. That is 1 teaspoon in a bag of cement. The extent of gas formed depends on following factors: type and amount of aluminium powder, chemical composition and fineness of cement mix, proportion, and temperature. Properly controlled action of these admixture is slight expansion in plastic concrete or mortar. The benefits of expansion of plastic concrete is it reduces the settlement of concrete ingredients. It increases the bond of cement paste with reinforcing bar. It improves the effectiveness of cement ground filling in the joints. Expansion also has an effect on strength which depend on restraint conditions. If the concrete is restrained properly, the effect on strength is negligible. If not, then loss of strength is in considerable amount. Thus, to get good result, the formwork is to be tight and confined properly. Aluminum powder is also used to make lightweight air detraining agents are used in some cases such as excess release of gas from aggregates or over entrainment of air in concrete. An admixture is capable of dissipating the gas or air. Compounds such as tributyl phosphate, water-insoluble alcohols, silicones are used for this. A tributyl phosphate is generally used as a detraining agent. These agents can be used to counteract the air entrainment by water reducers and superplasticizers. Advantages of air detraining agents are it helps to maintain higher density, increase unit weight of concrete, used to produce heavyweight concrete. Corrosion of reinforcement steel is one of the common problems in building construction. Corrosion of steel is common in areas where steel is exposed to saline water, brackish water, corrosive water, or corrosive fumes. In general, sodium benzoate is commonly used as a corrosion inhibitor to protect the steel in RCC. Sodium benzoate is applied in two phases. First, in sodium benzoate in 2% is mixed with water, and in second phase, 10% sodium benzoate is mixed in cement. The, the obtained is painted in both ways to the reinforcement. Sodium benzoate is also a compressive strength accelerator. It is also found that calcium lignosulfate decreases the rate of corrosion in steel embedded in concrete when reinforcement is subjected to alternating or direct current. Apart from the sodium benzoate, sodium nitrate and calcium nitrate are also used as efficient corrosion inhibitor for autoclave products. 2 to 3% of sodium nitrate or calcium nitrate by weight of cement is used to serve the. I hope you had understand the topic of the present video lecture. Thank you.